Hi guys, for my GLP project, Global Learning Project, I got a chance to sit down and talk to somebody who I knew prior to this project, but I never really got really acquainted with. Like we was in the same organization, but we never got a chance to really speak to each other. His name is Tyrell. He's from Nigeria, but he also lives in the UK before he came to America. He our conversation was really like we kind of just grabbed a bite to eat and got the chance to really just speak to each other on like how school went for us. School, I mean high school. High school for him is a little bit different. Not even a little bit, a lot of bit different than it was for me from what I expected it to be, and also from different from me. We share the similarity of having to get up 6 o'clock in the morning to go to school. That we did share in common, but that was about the only thing. As far as it came to high school, honestly, he was telling me how in his high school, when a teacher walks in, you're supposed to all be standing up and wait for him or her to sit you. Wasn't the thing in my high school. It was more so, wait for the teacher to unlock the door, you come to down to your seat, and they come in and hopefully they can keep the class quiet. Honestly, the amount of respect and strictness that was in the classroom at his Nigerian school did not demonstrate in my school. It was more so the teacher in his class could teach, and where my teacher was trying to force everybody to be quiet, which is kind of sad when it comes to teaching because it just takes away from the teaching and learning experience. Also, he was saying that when it's time to switch classes, how in my high school you get up, leave the classroom and go to your next class. He was like, no, the teachers switch classes and we stay in the same room all day. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that was such a thing, but it actually does happen. Like I've heard of it, but to see somebody that actually experienced it was like, oh, that actually happens. But I kind of just trying to see the differences of what it did for like people growing up in high school because you actually kind of got familiarized with the people in your class. Another thing we talked about was like things that made him like worry in high school. His was like more strict because it was like a competition to get to America. Honestly, like they had to really compete with each other to get to America to come to college here. So in high school, he was really worried about taking like different tests. And the test name was Ways and different things like that. Whereas for me, it was easy. Like I was an honor student. It was just so do your work, fill out application, get a nice a decent ACT score at that, and you can get accepted into college. And it was like, oh, there wasn't much to it. But for him, it was like, no, you had to stay on top of your game at all times. So school is just more of a priority to him than it was for not even for me, school is a priority for me, but just in my high school in general. Like our high school was so destined on sports, and his high school was school. Like sports and extracurricular activities took place outside of school for him. Ours was, make sure you come out and support our football game. Like we talked more about that. They would talk about make sure you practice for your ACT, different things like that. And it's just like really so many differences of like growing up in a different country because I never realized the leniency of America compared to like a Nigerian from Nigeria. And in my mind, I was assuming that like a Nigerian American and African American would be like right in the same, but we do have our differences, and I can see what makes us different. But I don't want to put an aspect on that we're separated, and we can come together easily because we do share similarities and like just different experiences. Like I asked him, "Why did you come to MSU?" And he was like, "Well, my parents really chose this school for me, but when I really got here, I stayed here because of the environment." And that's the same reason for me. Like I felt like the environment that I am was so welcoming, and like he said, it was welcoming, and he could actually identify with people, and the fact that he had a support system throughout friends because of just different, like living in dorms, and that's why I found my two best friends here in the dorm. So we really could identify with each other, and it just like showed me the fact that we aren't so different, like they try to make us seem as we have different experiences, we can come together and easily be friends. And I can see myself being friends with this person. And I just really thank this project for letting me reach out and have the chance to open myself up to somebody I really just kind of bypassed in the past. So yeah, thank you.